Hello, the game has started. It's me to go first. I've got a pretty grim rack, but I can play off 5 tiles with twirl. That's much better. I have Mantos through an A, Mansweaty through an E, Untames and Unteams as a 7. Twirl takes an S, so column 9 is available for one of my 7-letter bingos. Nut meets through a T, so I've got a column 4 bingo. Column 5 is available for a double-double. Unlikely, a bingo with a U and a W, and I can't see one. Is there a bingo with the I? Could be. What about the R? Anistrum, menstrua, and transhume. Okay, so a ton of bingos here. I will be aghast if my opponent blocks all of them, and he doesn't. Now, the one floater I didn't consider was the L. Do I have a bingo through that, and preferably beginning or ending with it? I don't think unmetals is good. Okay, so I can't see such a play. A new double-double lane has opened in row E. Well, that's nut meets through that T. And I think I will play in that spot, because it doesn't provide too much for my opponent, apart from this E. It scores 70 points, which is about what I would get if I played in column 9, and column 9 would open up a parallel play down from the triple word square. So I think this is the best combination of score, rack, well, not rack lead, but what it provides my opponent. Now, have I overlooked something? No, don't think so. I'm going with this. Wow, both blanks. That pretty much guarantees another bingo. So I have Sweetie. And probably just millions of bingos. Now, how can I maximise score? Well, apart from a play from A8, with the S in third place going through T and L, which I don't think is worth spending time looking for, probably a play beginning with the L of twirl. But do I have such a play? Elsewise, it doesn't begin with the L. Surely I do. Likewise, yes, and that gets the W on the double letter square, so I'm quite fortunate I came across that without having to spend much time looking for it. It's 89 points, and I don't think there's a better lane. If there was, it would be a double-double lane, and no such lanes are available. Pretty good. That looks close to a bingo. But I don't think there is one here. I wonder what I'm thinking of. Possibly Jackaroo, which is one tile out. However, I've got good scoring tiles in the C and the K. So if I can play off the K and the duplicates, I'll be in reasonable shape. A play of Rook would leave a decent rack leave in Car. I'm close to Care Took. Not close enough. Now there's a floating S and E. I suspect there is an 8-letter bingo here, but I'm not seeing it. Ruhrback is good through a B. Okay, no B's available. I've got Crook and Croak. Okay, neither of those extend to available bingos for me. Now my K can go above the O of Jobed. Cocra is good, but that doesn't work because of RD isn't good. Queenie is good with a Y. I'm just looking at the premium squares next to vowels to see where I can maximise a score for my K, and I don't think I can use any. So I've got rock on my rack with AOR. I haven't quite given up on finding a bingo, but I think I probably should. So what about playing underneath the J? Do I have a play beginning with a C or K at L1? I have Corora on my rack. I have Karoo. For 41 points, that's pretty good, and my C goes well with the K, so I'm going with this. I draw the Z, and I've got some vowels to go with it, so I should be able to keep the scoring going. My Z goes above double O, but I can't see a way of getting that to score twice. Onto an E, I would have Kesvi. Do I have a play in column 2? Well, I was looking at getting my Z tripled. That's been taken out. I've got a good lead, 100 points. But how can I score well and leave a decent rack leave? I'm going to struggle to play off the V. Now my C can also go above double O. What about getting my Z tripled in row N? So I could play Saz. This is tricky. I think there probably is there are a number of good plays here. And I think a good player is likely to be one which scores well and leaves a decent rack leave. And Saz has some merit. It scores okay. It interferes with bingo lanes. It doesn't take any hooks. The rack leave, although it's vowel heavy, I have scoring tiles, and scoring tiles tend to go well with vowels. So this play has merit. But is there a better one? That's 32 points. I could play off the V with the Z through an I with a vise. Can't see such a play. Just looking at these triple letter squares in case I've got some play coming down, but something better than Saz would need to play off the C or the V, and I can't see anything. Am I overlooking something? Joe takes nothing in front. Zach is good. EB isn't. Can't see anything longer. Can't see anything coming down column 2 because I've got nothing to go next to the A. Can't see anything running across in row M. So I think I will go with this. But I feel uneasy. I think there could well be a much better play that I'm missing. I don't have to play off the Z. This is only 32 points. Maybe I could play off the C and the V. Where can I do that? Well, coup is good. So I could play cake. 29 points. Keeping AZOV. I prefer this rack leave. Karoo not good for parallel plays underneath it since the R only takes an E. What about a play down from this double letter square? Do I have a play Z something something R something? Such a play would score about 50 points and would definitely be better than my current play. 11 minutes on the clock. So Aria is good. I don't have an I. Okay, I'm not seeing anything. I am going with this. I draw another scoring tile in the F. But I'm in the position of having a good lead, so I'm not needing to bingo, and therefore scoring tiles are good for keeping the score going. I've scored 32 and 41 on my last two moves. I should be able to score more than 30 with this rack. And my opponent's struggling. Look at that, 2 U's and a G. Pretty grim for him. He's taken out the Y spot for Queenie. Now I can play Fauville across here for 37 points. That's a decent score. The V not dangerous underneath this triple letter square. Slightly dangerous top right, but only for a 7-letter play with 3 overlaps. But the bigger danger is simply my opponent placing a scoring tile on this double letter square. So for example, the X, a 5-letter play could score 60. However, 37 points is a good score. I'm turning over tiles. No blanks to come. But it's good to expedite the end of the game when you're ahead. Is there a better spot? No, can't see anywhere better, although I note my F could go underneath this E. But F and V, it's nice to get rid of both of them in the same play, so I'm going with this. Wow, great pickup. This looks close to a bingo. But do I have one? I was drawn to the E at the bottom, but Saz has probably blocked that. So the bingo through that would be genetics. Yep, that is blocked. Does genetics have an anagram? Not sure. Now, what about a play beginning with the R? And do I have a 7 with this rack? Don't think so. Cresting. I have cresting. Great. Do I have a second bingo? Not too many lanes to consider. There's the eye of likewise. Can't see anything there. Cresting's nice because Fauville may lure my opponent to the top row, and that would allow cresting to be played. So, is there another bingo? What about the W? Can't see anything there. Great. Cresting remains available. Has my opponent provided anything better? I don't think so. Okay, let me get this down. So cresting 62. Pretty horrendous. I pick up the FV combination again, and I mention that combination because it is particularly non-synergetic. And in contrast to my earlier racks with high-scoring tiles, I have very few vowels. However, what I do have is a nearly 200-point lead with only 18 tiles left, so I'm in reasonable shape. The eye of cresting may be useful for a play in row H. So I have Vinik, getting rid of the V and the C. If I can't play off the F and the V together, I certainly want to split up the F and the V if I can. The eye of likewise may be useful. Nothing springs to mind. I don't have anything for going next to the A, or nothing high scoring, just the G. So I'm hoping Vinik remains available. I've seen nothing else. I do have Fever in column 6, but that doesn't score very much. And the rack leaves pretty rubbish, and it only plays off 2 tiles, so overall pretty hopeless. Where else can I play? Now what about through the E? Do I have anything which goes underneath the U? the G, so I've got Genic in that spot. Opponent plays Borty for 20. Doesn't provide anything new. So I have Vinic for 30. Great. And that's a little better. I have 2 vowels now. And a scoring tile in the F, so I should be able to keep the score rolling along. I don't think there's a bingo with this rack. Certainly not a 7. Now my F can go underneath the E of nut meats. Well, I run into difficulty. Or do I? No, I don't, because I have fat. I wanted to split up the duplicate R, but fat is going to be a decent score. 8 tiles left, 32 points, so it's good to keep the score going. Can I do better? Rackley's pretty horrible, although I'm not going to pick up any more R's or G's. Can I do better than fat? Foo is good, but I can't get that to play twice. I don't see any point in blocking I and C because I'm so far ahead that my opponent's not going to win, so I'd just be missing out on maximising my winning spread if he doesn't bingo. I'm going with this. Wow, pretty good. That looks close to a bingo. I think parring is good as a 7. Can't see anywhere for that to play. Can't see anything through the C. What about the I? Don't think so. Nothing goes in front of FE. What about the W? Well, I've got warping, but that's not a bingo. What about the E? My A can go underneath the Z. So is there a bingo with this rack plus an E? I don't think so. So what I saw earlier, there are 3 tiles left. Now, do I play off 6 tiles, drawing 3 to go with the R? I think I do, because 3 from this rack, from this bag, is going to give me a good chance of going out in 1, and warping massively disrupts the floaters in Vinic. So I think I will go with this. Great. I don't think my opponent does have a bingo, and I do draw well. So I'm sure I can go out in 1 with this rack. Hoped, not totally sure of that. And I'm certainly sure that EDA isn't good. Bang. Fantastic. Now, where to go out with ride? 7 minutes to find the best spot. Gosh, can't see anything through the G, D rig, ridge. No, I've got Ired on my rack as a 4. Well, I half thought that might happen. My opponent has resigned. I think I'll just continue looking for my own satisfaction to find an out, and I found one. There is resid through S. May not be optimal, but it is an out. I think as my opponent played nearly to the end, I will have the good grace to thank him. And the final score, 233 to my opponent, 440 to me, a winning margin of 207 points. So a massive, massive win. Let's see what I missed. It was me to go first. I played twirl. That looks fine. Opponent plays up tilt. I have a great rack. Unteams, B9. I thought about that, but the point I was making about unteams is that it opens up a parallel player in column 8, and nut meat, although 2 fewer points, is better strategically, in that it provides fewer opportunities for my opponent. My opponent plays queen. I have a ridiculously good rack, and was quite fortunate to spot likewise. It's not an easy word to see, and no words are particularly easy with 2 blanks, but it totally did the job and saved me time. Opponent plays Jobed. Great, I didn't miss anything here, and Karoo looks fine. Nice rack for my opponent, no bingo. Nice play of Aikido. And this was a rack I struggled with. I didn't like my final play of Saz for 32, but actually there was only 4 more points available. J6, Zooey are just coming down through the O. Quite nice. Probably very little between those plays. Saz was useful in disrupting very nice floaters. Opponent's rack plays Augur, and I played Foville for 37. Alcove. Beginning underneath the Z. Alcove. That would have been much better. 53 points. Okay, so I played that a bit quickly. Yep, Alcove. Okay. Opponent's rack. He plays Elman, which works out fine because I have cresting. Opponent plays Borty. And now my rack's pretty horrible, but it doesn't matter because I'm massively ahead. I play Vinik for 30. Opponent plays J6. Okay, yeah, Hoke would have been good before I played Warping. Now my opponent plays May. This is my rack. Fakir J6. Pretty nice. 38 points and an okay rack leave. I played Fat for 32 and well, I'm not sure if it's worse because I am retaining a vowel. So not a huge amount between those, but Fakir I would have played if I'd seen it. Opponent's rack, he plays I. And now I play Warping for 29 and I like that. My opponent phonies. And I get the opportunity to... Wow, he phonied and he could have got 50 points for X'd. Coming down in column 14. And my opponent resigned. This was my final rack. I saw Resid. Ired was available at C14. Making Chi. Okay, that would have been nice. 5 more points. And there were a few other outs. So a pretty exciting game. Some nice bingos and some high scores. And a huge winning margin of 200 points. So I hope you enjoyed watching that. And I will see you next time.